Hi guys, it's Amy Cathryn here, and this is your weekly reading for March 9th through 15th, 2020. Okay, so first off, apologies for the background noise. I've got birds chirping in the background, a lot of rain because Georgia is currently underwater. If you don't live in the Georgia area, we've been getting like a record rain, and it feels like Seattle, but not as cool. Anywho, so this mic picks up on a lot of noises, including my cats occasionally and the rain. This week I've been led to use the Fairies Oracle card deck. But what I wanted to do is, this video normally comes out on Sundays, and I wanted to give you guys a really cool heads up for some astrological events that are happening this week, and actually today on Sunday, if you're watching this on Sunday the 8th. So what's really cool is that the Sun and Neptune conjoin at 18 degrees of Pisces, which is all about the dreamer, and I feel like this is going to be a really good day for not only having an active imagination, but maybe you get some creative insights for those of you who are creative writers or artists or poets, or even a creative idea for a new project. And it's also a great day to use your intuition. So you might feel really enhanced on Sunday and even Monday too, because Monday's a full moon. So this would be a great day to maybe throw some cards of your own, maybe do some meditation. And also Uranus conjuncts Venus in Taurus. So that's really cool because Uranus, he is all about the unexpected. He's the brilliant rebel. And then Venus is the lover, the romantic, the artist. She's the nurturer, kind of that divine feminine sort of energy. So when they go conjunct, they line up, and that amplifies both of their abilities. So this is actually a harmonious aspect. This is a day to get lucky. This is a day to maybe play a lotto ticket. It's also a day to really just expect the unexpected in a positive way. So you might get some unexpected money or unexpected good news, and that in conjunction with that Sun and Neptune energy, again, going conjoined, because the Sun is all about your external appearance and Neptune is all about the dreamer, imagination, the intuitive. So this is a really good day to not only get some creative ideas and projects going, but it's also a great day to expect some positive news. Okay, and then on to Monday, we have a full moon in Virgo. So full moons are when the moon on one side of the chart is opposite the Sun on the other side, which is why the Sun makes the full moon. In addition to this, because it's all about balancing your internal, your emotional self and your external self, and so that's why a lot of people get a little weird on the full moon, and intuitives are like, I'm feeling it. So if you know intuitives or you're intuitive yourself, you'll notice sometimes you're just like, I just can't sleep on the full moon, or I just feel a little weird or antsy. That's just because you're picking up on that emotional energy. What's really cool about this full moon in Virgo is it's positive for the most part, because we've got the Sun and Neptune are sextiling Jupiter and I believe Mars. Jupiter is all about Mr. Lucky. He's all about expansion, being loud, learning new things. And then also Mars is the warrior. He's very passionate. He can be very lustful in some cases, but he's usually pretty passionate. He's the passionate warrior. And that is a harmonious aspect. And then what's really interesting is a stronger harmonious aspect with Jupiter and the moon trining Jupiter and the moon are trining, and then the moon also trines Mars. So this is a really great time to, even though it's a full moon, is all about release, this is also a great idea to think about new ideas that you're wanting to implement, or starting to outline those, or maybe even taking action on those. So, okay, enough with the astrology for the week. That's all that I could come up with for now. I'm going to go on to the Healing with the Fairies Oracle card deck, and it's this beautiful butterfly deck. I like to use this sometimes. It's a very gentle deck. What's really interesting about the difference between fairies and angels is that fairies like to take their time sometimes when it comes to readings, and they're also very nature-based, because fairies are the keepers of nature. They're the ones who look after the flowers, and so usually their advice for us is nature-themed, or is about environmentalism and about keeping the air clean and not polluting. So I have a feeling that might be a part of the reading. We'll see. But anywho, let me go ahead and begin. I humbly request the services of our guides and angels and loved ones who've crossed over to please help us deliver messages that serve our highest good. Thank you. And also the fairies, of course, the fairies. You can hear me shuffling, because I do like to shuffle live. You want me to do it one more time? Almost. Suppose you like to take their time a little bit. Oh, okay. I spoke and then they were like, okay, we're going to show her. Okay, so we got 3 cards for this week. One is for Monday, Tuesday. One is for Wednesday, Thursday. And the other one is for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you haven't seen my channel before, welcome. We do this 3-card draw. So we'll see what we're going to do. Monday, Tuesday. Sorry, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday. Okay, sorry, Sunday. So what's really interesting about Oracle cards is I do not like to read them reverse because Oracle cards are pretty plain and simple. One of the things I forgot to mention on Monday is in addition to the full moon, we're going to have Mercury going direct. Woohoo! So for all of you who are very superstitious about Mercury retrograde, this is finally you can be liberated from the fear of getting back with your ex or signing contracts or whatnot. Again, Mercury retrograde for me is all about revision and revising and looking deeper into things and reevaluating things. It's all about that RE, so it's redoing something. So, and this is also technically, we're still got Mercury retrograde shadow to deal with, so I believe that that goes on for a couple of weeks after. So there might be a little bit of a cattywampus energy and then you're in the clear. But for the most part, if you want to sign a contract, don't let Mercury retrograde stop you. That just means there might be some details you'll have to go into, or it might take a little bit longer because you need to revise or re-examine it in some way. So it's not a bad time. It's about going deeper in some way. So don't be superstitious or alarmed. So anywho, off that rant, what's really cool is Monday, Tuesday, we have one of my favorite cards because I'm an introvert, quiet time. And I'm going to have this up on the screen too for you guys to see. So people either love or hate that card, just as when the Hermit comes up in Tarot, they love it or hate it. So introverts generally like and love the idea of having quiet time, and extroverts are all like, you know, I'm very stimulated by being around my friends. That gives me energy. So I like this card because I recharge in quiet time. I recharge when I'm not around constant loud noises and I'm not around people, and I just like to go and cuddle up with a good book or go draw or meditate or whatnot. So Monday, Tuesday is going to be a time for you to be very inflective, pensive, and find some quiet time. Even as an extrovert, if you consider yourself an extrovert out there and you're very intuitive, I would encourage you to still try and meditate and try and focus on quiet time. The reason being is because when we are meditative and inflective, that allows us to listen to our spirit guides. In this case, this is about receiving downloads of some kind or maybe divine information, which kind of really reflects what's going on with that sort of Neptune and Sun vibe, what I was talking about earlier. So I strongly encourage you to go into meditation, into maybe a quiet place, even take a nap, but just cut some time out of your day, especially if you're really busy, to just meditate. And that's just simply pulling yourself back into your breath and listening to any divine guidance or any intuitive hits you might get. That might sometimes come in the form of a feeling or an idea or a sudden epiphany or a realization of some sort. So please write that down and please sort of take into observation what that might mean for you, because this is going to be a really intuitive time, especially with the full moon energy and with that Sun and Neptune, which are kind of very intuitively themed too. This is going to be a great time to really get some strong and accurate intuitive hits. So with Wednesday, Thursday, we have got Breaking Free, and that is a card that I'm really drawn to. I think this is actually the first time I've actually drawn this card, and I'll make sure to put it up on the screen for you guys. When this card shows up, let me get the download of this information because I'm really not familiar with it. It feels like there's some karmic contracts that you're actually going to be wrapping up this week. It really feels like you're going to be opening up to new ideas and new abilities, especially with that full moon that recently just happened. That's about endings and letting go of things. So I feel like in conjunction with that, especially Wednesday, there is going to be some sort of an element on Wednesday, Thursday where you're going to just be feeling like you're releasing something of some sort. And that might be a relationship or old thought patterns, or maybe even breaking free from like old shoes in your closet. So that'll also be a great time to let go of some things in conjunction with that full moon, because the full moon is all about that release. But with breaking free, I feel like it's more than just release. It's about release from old karmic contracts and old karma. It feels like it's going to be a really great time for you to feel like you're bringing in fresh new air, especially with spring approaching later this month. So this is going to be a good time for you. I feel like there's going to be some sort of a surge of energy in conjunction with this day. Let me go into detail. You're going to feel like something's finalized this week, and I don't know if that's emotionally or mentally, or it might be a project at work, but it feels like Wednesday, Thursday, there's going to be some sort of a finalization. Let's go on to the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have got inner child. So when this card shows up and this idea shows up when I'm giving readings too, it's about nurturing that inner child. I feel like the breaking free, just as when you finish up old things and old cycles, sometimes old memories will come up with that. That means nurturing your inner child and seeing what he or she may need. One of the best forms of meditation and guided meditations you can do is one that really focuses on your inner child. So when inner child shows up, that means there's some healing work that only you can do. And I encourage you to go into meditation. I encourage you to listen to what that inner child may want. So a good meditation exercise to do is sit down in a quiet place. It doesn't have to be really dramatic. I might dim the lights or turn the lights out. And I just do some breathing and I focus on my breath. And then I'll visualize myself in a beautiful place. I like to picture a place by a waterfall outdoors. And there's 2 chairs. And you sit in one chair and you wait patiently for your inner child, the younger version of you, to come forward and sit in the other chair. With this kind of meditation, this is about just letting that inner child talk to you and not forcing anything. You may ask it questions of how it's feeling and what it thinks about certain situations, and why, if it's feeling sad or if there's a memory that needs healing, and just show up and be there for yourself. Sometimes we have to learn to be our own moms and dads, and it feels like that's going to be part of the theme for this weekend, is just self-nurturing and self-love, and nurturing more specifically that inner child and healing any inner child wounds. So it's going to be a very deep weekend, and I feel like that's not a coincidence right after that sort of karmic break, because sometimes when we break away from karma or we finish up old karma, it really brings up some old dust and old memories that we need to kind of face and heal and transmute. It feels like this is not going to be a difficult thing. It's just going to be very deep and personal. So I recommend everybody at least do some inner child work at least once in their life. You'll never regret it. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe for more weekly readings from me. I also will be having psychic development courses come up on this page so that you learn about empathy and telepathy and how to practice psychic hygiene and what an empath is and all that stuff. So I think that's what my next video is going to be. Also, I have a monthly newsletter that comes out on the 1st of every month, and I have that link below, and you get free monthly astrological reports, and newsletter subscribers get a free monthly card reading and channeled message with that card reading. It's also a great way to keep up with me and the events that I'm doing at Forever and a Day in Woodstock, and their link is also below, and also Yo Ray Life, whom I do readings at once a month. So with Forever and a Day, I'm there on Tuesdays and Fridays, and you can call to book an appointment with me there. You can also book an appointment through my website online and pay online now, or you can pay during the time of the reading, and I offer phone, web, and in-person readings for people in the Roswell, Georgia area. So, and again, I hope you enjoyed my reading, and I hope you guys have a wonderful full moon and a wonderful intuitive week of breaking free and new things happening in spring. So I guess take care, and I'll talk to you later.